Okay, sorry about that. Um, what I do is that afterwards I would go out and I would, I'll go into YouTube and I will edit this video and remove all of the long subscribe parts. So I put the little clip playing, please subscribe. I make it shorter. Okay, a little bit of a history. Okay, about me. I went to Newton Girls RC School. I attended Bishop Anstey High School. I also attended University of Southern Caribbean, but it was a program where you get qualifications and certified through Andrews University in the States. I also did 2 years at Clafton University. MIS, sorry, Management Information Systems. Management abroad was Management Information Science. I studied computing down here. That's it with coding and stuff like that. Everything to do with computers, fixing computers. It's a certification in technology. What else? Mostly, I have a minor in English. Mostly all my creative writing all my life has been through miseducation, meaning that I didn't go to school to study creative writing. I did a course through Penn Foster years ago that's freelance writing. And I used to be an avid reader, not much of an avid reader now. Just that's why I mentioned earlier on. I loved that James Gunn brought up the idea that he will listen to music as he writes. I would listen to music as I write, and I used to have a playlist, and I listened to it. Um, I don't read as much as I used to, but I do pay attention to stuff like read books and stuff. Like if something comes up and I say I don't know how to read it, you know, it's not like it used to be where you read one book after another. Um. Okay. And I came back to bring us a little impromptu um story so I could lead into something. One other thing I did all my life was study film. I studied broadcast writing abroad. I studied film, television production, directing, things like that. And one of my earliest film stuff that my body said that I self-diagnosed myself with MS years before I was officially diagnosed. Well, this is the project that I did with starring someone called Kato. He had like a um mentally he was deficient in certain aspects, not to the point where I could say he was crazy or schizophrenic. He just had disability as far as mental capacity was, and you could tell outwardly the he couldn't he could all in all he lived by himself. He took care of himself. I had asked him if I could have filmed his house and him to do this project. I don't even know if he absolutely understood, and I've always regretted that I wouldn't like come back to him, but I did come back to him once in a while to ask him, find out if he could tell me. He couldn't communicate properly anything about his background, where he went to school, what he did, and things like that. And I always regretted that. Well, he couldn't all altogether fend for himself, and it had other persons. Like I had a neighbor who would tell me he should give food to him sometimes, and just you little handouts from people from the community, me, myself, and other people, you know. But I wish that I had more of a it's like I said, with I don't want to bring up this topic. So, but what when I was watching, well, to say that I wish I was eccentric enough or eclectic enough to force myself into his life and to be able to do more to help him out. So I'd always regret that, and he passed on a few years ago after living in this community in a like a house that fell into disrepair after living here for years. And he would, through help from the community and little things like food and that and clothes, that is how he survived in our community. So and it gave me the idea years ago that I'd like to go into move and go to different people and to talk to them and to film them, so we'll have some sort of history as to the persons who lived in our community. But yeah, like I said, I kept to myself mainly, and as a little creature of my room, hardly going out and hardly doing stuff because of my illness. Long before my illness became at this stage, at this point, where I could say that the possibility of the end being near, even if it's a few years, I could see that. So I always wish that years ago, when I had originally come to the assertion that I had MS, that I had done more with my life when I was younger, and I could say, okay, I'm going to live my best life now instead of hiding myself away from reaching out to people and doing more. But anyway, this is something that this is the project that I worked on. I don't know if it would come up. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, I was hoping to get the screen capture. No, it's not coming up, and that is the reason why I came back. Wait. Okay, so I did a story, and it just basically gives, like, loosely my fears of my illness, what it would do to me. And through him, Kato, I saw a reflection of myself. Through Kato, I saw a reflection of myself, of how I would eventually become. So it's not coming up. Let me see if I can bring it up. Give me a second. It's playing, but the screen is coming up blank in the player in the software, so you can't see the screen. So okay, I'll put up this I will upload this video to my YouTube channel. Please take a look at it. I was hoping to watch it with you all. When I played it, it's a student film. When I played it, I remember getting a standing ovation. I don't want to lie. And I always wish that I had been able to, I wish I had the fortitude to, in my head, to have done more. I was just rushing to finish this project, turn it in on time and stuff. I wish I had talked to Kato, gotten him close, maybe gotten him close to where I hired a car, gotten him down to the auditorium, and watch this thing play out. I wish I was that kind of person, but I realized something. Um, it's not that I didn't do all that I could. At the time, I wasn't. I'm just not eccentric enough, and I'm not. Um, like when they say that, when I said earlier that of how it's important to meditate and listen to God, I realize that I'm just not eclectic enough, eccentric enough to go forth and do as God says to do. Understand? Like, I wish I had acted more bravely at the time. I used to act bravely when I was younger, and I thought like the world was my oyster. That's how I was able to go abroad and do SATs and do studies abroad. And because of my illness, I just became a mouse and I wasn't listening to God. God is in control. Well, that's what I have to say. So I'll put up this film. It's called Old Time Days, and please watch it. It stars, the lead person is Kato, um, who is playing a character whose mind has gone, and I used other persons, and they were real big help at the time. Other persons to play persons that were in his younger life, and the way he is and his mind going. So that is what I said, what I meant when I said Bridgerton really spoke to me. And you could, and people loved it. And I never forget my professor watching me after that video played, and I was like, that movie played, and I just would give him a look. And I turned around and I left the auditorium. So yeah. Cause everybody loved it, and I can't believe I expressed everything I was feeling in that short space of time in that film.
Suspense. This is the Man in Black, here again to introduce Columbia's program, Suspense.
Hey Kunta, what doing up so early, boy?
Fight start early, man. Gotta be up early.
I'll be up early.
Room don't make noise, you know.
What room do you, boy? What rooms do you?
Like plenty thing. Yeah. Room out here, you know. And where all these people coming from, huh? Long time it didn't have all these people. I said a new face, you only seeing. I said people you never see before. Where all these people coming from? Really? True. I remember when it didn't have all these people living up here, you know.
Mm.
Then all these house, you yourself wasn't even here. There's only three you see.
You sold?
I mean, if I saw, how much you? I remember when your mother was in diapers, you know. I used to take care of she when you see father going on the road and she had to go and do she thing. I used to watch after she.
You still watch after shit?
Yeah, when your grandmother going and do she thing up the road now.
Wait. Hey, don't talk about my grandmother like that, eh? You'll get yourself in trouble.
You listening to me, or boss? I talking about your great grandmother. I'm telling
Some trouble, eh?
you, listening to what I said? What's wrong with you, man? I'm go up the hill and handle she business. You know, back when it didn't have all these people, you know.
So what you trying to say my grandmother a prostitute or?
Is that stuff I'm trying to tell you? But back in them days, that wasn't nothing to talk about because really and truly, then all these people up and it was a normal scene. Had to do what you had to do. I remember when she used to go and make she little money. And then when your great grandfather come back, he's a sort of cuss on the curb because he coming from the bar drunk and he's a sort of fighting you are. He was ass, you know. Take what I tell him. But them days gone. Now it's a sort of new face and a sort of house going up all over the place. People they didn't even know. Where they going? I started a road going so and a road coming back so. Fed up. I fed up with this shit.
You just act like you ain't friends with nobody, Kunta. Kunta, you know everybody.
I know everybody. Top people around here I never even recognize. What tell them about? I saw a new face coming in, people coming, people going. Nobody. What she? Who's that? I don't know who's that coming there, no. Me don't know she. Who's she?
You ain't know she?
I tell her, I don't know who that is.
You and she didn't go to school together?
Me? Don't know where I know.
Kunta, I remember when we were small, you used to come across by me and harass my mother to buy snow confit when the man passed in the evening. But then again, that wasn't so long too.
But how you mean? You just sit down here talking about how you used to be waiting for my brother to come and pick me up to go on the passport office to get my papers.
But what time so he coming? I could get a ride to the health center?
But that is not a problem. You can get alright, man.
At that time, back when I used to drive my uncle bus. And I remember when my shoe did come and he checked me. And he did ask me to come and carry them down the road. And I said, well, yeah, there's no problem, come and carry all there.
Who is that you talking about?
Man, it was the All-Star steel pan.
Eh?
Back in those days,